Boxing Live here. DJ Boxing Live here.
DJ Boxing Live here with one of the top promoters in British boxing, Ambrose Mendy. Ambrose, I haven't seen you for a while, and we're back here for Abraham's and Chris Eubank Jr. fight, which is going to be happening on the 15th of July. So tell us about the fight and what went into getting this fight for Eubank Jr.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's a perfect fight. It's a question of Eubank catching Arthur Abrahams at the correct moment. So that, I think the answer is yes. We're going to see it, you know, when two worlds collide, or one is on the way up, one, of course, perhaps, we don't know, is on the way down. But on opposites attract. We've got one which is dynamic speed, you know, real ebullience and effervescence, and on the other side we've got a wall of obduracy, you know, where somebody is resilient. We know their game plan, as you heard in the press conference. They weren't slow to admit it. They got one plan, single ideology, and that means he's just going to tuck up, absorb punches, and then for the last 30 seconds turn into like a helicopter blades, just that, like a threshing machine. Well, this is going to be exciting. So 2 minutes 29 seconds of each round. Watch what happens in the next 3 seconds, because they're both going to try and steal the round. Yeah. From Eubank's point of view, it will be consolidation of the 2 minutes 29. From Abraham's point of view, it will be the onset. In other words, I want the judges to know that never hurt me, and we're scoring points. Remember, this is a championship fight, and so the judges will be well scored. Well scored. Yeah. I personally think that Eubank is out there on his own at the present moment. Charisma, ability, self-belief, and of course experience. Experience, you can add his father's whole career to that experience, because we all know, some of us more advanced years, we don't have the physical presence of our parents anymore. But you can look up, your eyes in the air, and your imagination conjures up the lessons that your parents gave to you, you know, and that's their legacy. So I think there is a lot of legacy come from it. He's a fighter in his own realm. It isn't all about, I'm great because my dad was great. It doesn't quite work. That double act only ever works once in life. It's called God and Jesus. You know, you're never going to be replicated, period. So you saw the dad today, first signs of real humility, in saying, I am now going to step back. Strangely enough, Nigel Benn, of course, has now come back to England because he wants to take a much more important role in his son's career. Big decision, because in a valedictory manner, he said when he left Conor here that he was now going to leave him in capable hands. He didn't want to really be hands-off. He's now reviewed it, and I have no doubt we'll see a marked improvement in his son. These things do happen. Eubank Jr. isn't an overnight fighter. He's been fighting since November 2011. You know, as a professional. And all that time, there isn't one fight he's had that's not been televised. So there's nothing new here to you. But now he's ready to step on the pedal, whether it's George Groves, you know, whether it materialises if Callum Smith wins, whether it's James Degale. They should be happy. There is that level of fighters. And if we go back to the so-called golden era, of course, Ben, Eubank, Watson, the incredible Harold Graham, you know, Johnny Melfa, Rod Douglas, and before that Alan Minter and Chris Finnegan and Kevin Finnegan. And there are so many fighters who are out there. Even before then, Mark Rowe and Bunny Sterling. We've always had this undercurrent. And what I think this generation now doesn't understand, with the exception of Eubank, because he's got his dad to mentor from, what I don't understand is the laws of succession. You know, to be better than the rest, you've got to beat the best. That's it.
Absolutely, and I think this is definitely his most dangerous opponent and the most experienced opponent thus far. A two-weight world champion, and as you just pointed out, on the way down, but still game and still feel like he has something left in the tank. I was thinking, like you said, obviously Eubank, and in terms of maybe how the fight might play out. So Eubank Jr. will fit flurries, and Abrahams are looking to a couple of punches. But the couple of punches, all it takes is a couple. And Eubank Jr., we know that Jr. has a good chin, but this really is a really acid test of can Eubank take what Arthur Ham's got. He doesn't have to, but if he does, you reckon he have the stability to take what Arthur Ham is going to give out, because he can really lish it out, as we saw with some of the names on his resume, really good names on his resume. He's knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, do people seriously doubt that Eubank Jr. can't take a punch? Eubank Jr. from the off sparred with George Groves. We all know what happened. Sparred with James Degale. Sparred with Carl Froch.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Lest anybody forget.
Yeah.
This kid is for real. Make no mistake about it. With the greatest respect in the world, if everybody who is in the Eubank camp suddenly and regrettably disappeared overnight, that kid would still turn up tomorrow morning to go through his routines and do what he's got to do.
Yeah.
Because it's ingrained there. If you look at the Eubank home videos, or when at home with the Eubanks,
yeah, I remember that.
Was there.
Yeah.
And I remember at one point, Chris Jr. protesting to his dad, well, why can't I box? Why can't I? Why can't? Because we all tell our children at an infant age, you can't box.
Yeah.
You can't box, because they start sparring with kids in the playground and whatever. And that's always stuck with me. It's always been there. But you know what? The one, we're in the world of box office, premium access television, premium access fights, and the one thing you need is charisma. So you tell me, out of that triumvirate that I just mentioned, who has the real charisma?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. So tell the fight fans listening who maybe bought ITV pay-per-view before, tell them how they can get it, and yeah, the process of how they can get it and how they can buy the fight.
Easiest thing is just go on Google. Never mind if you just go on Google.
Go Google.
How do I access ITV box office?
Yeah.
It then comes up to you and you're on.
That's it.
Plain and simple. That's the easiest way. And listen, don't miss out, because you said yourself, this is the most meaningful fight of Eubank's career since he made his professional debut.
Absolutely.
And this kid's going to stick around. You know, he's there. And I would say the same thing. I have the greatest admiration for the skills of James Degale. You know, with George Groves, he's the biggest Nigel Benn fan imaginable. And you talk about Nigel Benn, he showed so much humility, it's to be unbelievable. We saw what happened with Carl Froch the other day when he stood up and applauded George Groves. There are massive fights out there. But whilst they're deliberating about fighting each other, hey, we got a guy here, Eubank Jr., he'll fight anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no harm, no offence. May the best man win. That's what it always promises. And if it does, well, it does. If it don't ask me the reasons why.
Yeah.
You know, you can take a horse to water, you can never force that horse to drink.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Alright, real quick, if you undercard, when is that going to be announced?
The undercard's a bit special.
Yeah.
But I can't say anything at the present moment.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Special.
It's going to be special.
Okay then, alright. Ambrose, man, really appreciate the interview, and we look forward to, obviously, Fight Week, the build-up, rapping, press conference, video workout and thing. But it's been really good press conference, everyone's got interviews, and yeah, absolutely, this is a great fight for ITV, and appreciate being invited to this presser.
Fantastic.
Thanks very much.
Great stuff.
Nice one.
Cheers.
DJ Boxing Live here. DJ Boxing Live here.